As a part-time traveling notary with a full-time job, balancing everything can be tough, especially when you're getting calls at all hours. That's where Sabrina AI comes in. Think of Sabrina as your personal assistant who answers every call, handles appointment bookings, provides quick answers to common questions, and filters out non-urgent inquiries. Sabrina works 24/7 so you never miss a client opportunity, even when you're tied up with your full-time job. With this system, you can keep things running smoothly without the stress of managing calls yourself, giving you more time to focus on your work, clients, and everything else life throws your way.
Scan the QR code for a free demo.
Opus Clip turns your long-form videos into short clips in one click. Opus Clip is powered by AI, and it can create 30 clips in 15 minutes and outperform any manual video editing by saving 90% of time and tons of money. Opus Clip is so hot right now, it's like trying to get tickets to a Beyonce concert. So get Opus Clip now. Don't be the person who hears about it later and goes, "Dang, I should have listened to Tiger Toledo." Go ahead. Be the cool one in your squad. Try Opus Clip today for free. Just click the link in the description.
Gotta put my headphones on for that. Audio?
But peace. This is your international sales and marketing hitman, your humble hip-hop sales coach, Tiger Toledo, and you already know what it is, man. You rocking with the best, you heard? Tech, holla at him, kid.
Take off the handcuffs, man. Take off the handcuffs, man.
Take it off.
Yeah, man. Put on your put on your nice jewelry right now, man. Put on your best Rolex. Put on your shiniest necklace right now, man. Because this is just another one of those glamorous events right now. So I just hope you got your nice pair of sunglasses on right now.
Yeah, man. Hey, we gotta have fun. We have a very, very special guest. Before we bring on our special guest, aka from the BX, you already know, man. You know you're official when you got Bronx cats rocking with you, man. Shout out to the BX, man. All right? Word. So, as we'd like to start off in the show with salutations to everybody. Peace, love, and happiness to all you guys. I hope you guys are having fantastic weeks, months. Have a fabulous 2025. But we always like to start off with the Notary Trivia game. So we're going to start off with the Notary Trivia. Let me pull that up, Tech. It's a fun new game that we started. It's a simple true or false. So we are streaming on multiple channels. Heck, I was actually going to go live on Fanbase. Shout out to Isaac Hayes III. Might still do that and go live on Fanbase, but right now we're on Instagram, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. So, you guys can chime in. But let's start off with the first question. Matter of fact, I'd like to even bring in Steven Mercedes, see how he does on that, man.
Yeah, man.
Steve, you in the house, baby?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Yeah, heard. let people get a visual real quick, man. Pull this up.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
You heard? How's the weather out there in BX, man?
It's all right. It's not too bad. The weather's starting to get warm, so summer's coming up.
Yeah, I got snow today, man. We're getting snow now. Chicago be doing some next level shit with that, man. and I already know what the temperature is out there in Cali, man.
I got shorts on.
Some bullshit.
Yeah, we getting close to that short weather.
Yeah, but hey, I plan to come down there this summer too, man. So we got to link up, bro. But since we got you on here right now, man, give the people an introduction. Let people know who you are. Matter of fact, also, because we always share contacts, we always try to grow each other's notary business. Let them know how they could get in contact with you, because if a person's out there in Texas and they, want to expand their business into the East Coast, New York City, they need to reach out to you, bro. So go ahead. The floor is yours, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name's Steven Mercedes. I was born and raised here in the Bronx. And a couple months ago, I founded Bronx Notary Services. So anybody out there coming to New York, you can reach us at www.bronxnotaryservices.com, or you can give us a phone call at 929-676-1355.
All right. That's all that. Nobody knows that's all that.
All right, so this is for you, Steve. We're gonna do the notary challenge right now, man. Let me pull this up. True or false? Bring this up, and then let's bring up your first true or false question.
Stevie, you ready?
I hope so, man.
Ready?
Okay.
Let's see. You got the notary primer. You study for this exam?
I was born ready.
Fish and spaghetti.
Yes. All right. Let me pull this up. All right. So the first, nope. That's the second one. I'll pull up the first question. TEKK, you want to read those off?
True or false? A notary using RON must still verify the signer's identity using a government-issued ID and knowledge-based authentication.
I'm gonna go with true.
Survey says that's the wrong answer. It's true.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah,
nice.
I'm thinking about the other. Yeah, you're right, Steven. You got that, man. Good job. Good job. All right, let's see how you do on this one. True or false? 1 for 1. He's batting 1,000 right now.
Yeah.
Notaries are required to keep a journal of all notarizations in every state.
This one's tricky. I'm gonna go with false.
He's going with false. What is it? Oh, he's correct. False. Some states Now, do you believe that, Steven? That's false? You believe that?
Yeah, I believe it, because it just became mandatory out here in New York.
What? That blows my mind, man.
Yeah, in Chicago, it's not required, bro.
Oh, that's nice.
So they're just going off your word.
Yep.
I mean,
the only thing we have to do now, we now have to take a test now. They just passed it last year. So now when you renew, everybody has to take a test like how you guys do.
Well, people don't lie in New York, Steven?
I mean, people lie everywhere, you know.
All right, here go the next question.
True or false? Notaries in California must use a thumbprint in their journal for notarizing deeds and power of attorney documents.
This is a good one. This is a good one. You see, I'm not from Cali, so I'm just gonna go with false.
Okay, can you get a reason why first before we get the answer? Why?
I just must use a thumbprint. I feel like when you are filling out the journal, there's some information that you definitely need. It makes sense, like the expiration date on the ID, maybe the type of document that you're notarizing. But I feel like a thumbprint is just it's a little much.
It's extra, huh?
Yeah, it's a little extra.
That's because them Cali niggas be lying, bro.
Oh, wow. It's true. That's wild. Wow.
Yeah, man.
They run hella schemes out there, bro.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. California law requires a thumbprint for these. I can hear right now. Can't you hear right now? Oh my God. Oh my God. Notary in California. He didn't know that? Oh my God. I can't believe he didn't know that. So, man, stop it. If you step 1 foot, like the dirt that's here in California is not any more expensive than the dirt that's in another state. But if you step foot into that other state, then the laws change. And here, unfortunately, yeah, you got to do the thumbprint. And I actually like that idea, but we're not gonna get into that. But yeah, it is required. So.
That's
all right.
Yeah. All right. Last one.
You got 2 more.
All right. Cool. 2 more, Steven. Ready?
Let's do this.
All right. True or false? If a notary makes a mistake on a certificate, they can simply cross it out and write in the correction.
Oh, this is a good one. I'm gonna go with false.
Okay. False. Final answer. Correct. False. Corrections must follow specific procedures, and in many cases, a new certificate must be issued. You're right.
Yep.
Good job on that.
Bro, you 3 for 4, man.
Not bad. Not bad.
This is the last one, man. This is the last one.
All right. Can he do it? Can he do it? Let's see it. True or false? A notary can notarize a document for a signer who appears intoxicated as long as they have ID.
Oh, nah, that's false, man.
False? He says false?
He says false.
What's the answer?
The survey says
false. He is correct. Notaries must refuse if the signer appears impaired or incapable of understanding. Good job, man. I didn't even do that good. What did I do? I think
no, you hit 5 for 5. You hit 5 for 5 on that one.
Oh, did I? Okay.
But that's good. That's good.
But the Cali one, that he's on the East Coast, so he wouldn't really know that law on that.
That was 50-50.
Yeah, but shout out to you, bro, on that one. Did a great job, man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, well done, man. That I can see, because the knowledge thing is interesting, because people really notaries are very big on professionalism and knowledge and studying and getting training, and getting all these, all this education. And that's good because, listen, I'll go through appointments, and we'll talk about this in a second, Steven, but I'll go through appointments, and whenever we get to the signing part on the with the client, I'll tell them, I say, hey, listen, Mr. Client, Mrs. Client, you can go to sleep today. I don't have to tell you this, but you can go to sleep today, and tomorrow the laws completely change. Did you know that?
Yeah, it's true.
Every single day, the law changes. That's why it has to be consistently updated. It has to be constantly updated. So notaries are good for that. And Steven just proved that. Yeah, man, you got to be up on your knowledge. You got to be up on your game. Yeah. But does that still get you an appointment? That's the question. Just because you might be the smartest person in the world, but can you get an appointment? Can you book an appointment?
That's the real question.
That's the real question. Does it matter how smart you are if you can't get an appointment?
Nah, not at all. You got to get them pockets full.
Indeed. So today's topic is the future of notary services, right? So we're seeing a lot of technology being rolled out, AI, Ron, and stuff like that. So you're pretty good with technology, Steve, that I've noticed, man. how do you feel about the future of the notary services with everything that's going on with technology and everything?
I think it makes sense. I feel like technology is here to, fast track everything, fast track services, and with the way that they're using the technology to verify people's identities, I feel like it's just the natural flow of things. People want streamlined services, just like you order Uber Eats or you stream in your TV shows, and so people want to streamline their notarization processes. And so if you can reach out, call somebody up, and just hop on the computer and get your document notarized, then I feel like it's gonna win 9 times out of 10 if you tell someone they could do that versus they got to get up, find a place where there's a notary, go over to them. It only makes sense that if they can do it from their house, from their couch, they can just put on a shirt and get their documents notarized. That's what they're gonna do.
Do you feel like notaries are losing opportunity now, or are they gaining more opportunity?
No, I feel like there's always opportunity. You just you got to be hungry and you got to go out and find it.
Tech, what do you say, bro?
No, that's a good point. I like that example because if you, especially if you are a business owner, and notaries for the most part consider themselves to be business owners, what's the most valuable thing to you? It's got to be your time. Like, think about it. I like that example. You do Uber Eats. I mean, think about it. Like, you don't even have to do your own grocery shopping now.
Exactly.
Not if you don't want to. Tiger, what did you say the other day? You don't even do your own laundry. Tiger doesn't even know.
Come pick it up at the door and then drop it off when you're done.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even have to talk to anybody. I'm on an app. Just think about that. A laundromat with an app. I grew up in the era, bro, where the guy had one of them little silver joints on the side of his belt with mad quarters. Ching, right? Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
And you go to the machine and you're dropping mad quarters in there. Now, heck, you can hit a tap or book an appointment for them to come pick up your laundry, and then you don't have to talk to anybody. Your laundry gets clean. You could focus on making more money. Man, I love it, dude. I feel like this is my era.
Seriously, how did you do before? How'd you live without it?
You do your laundry and hop on the arcade machine real quick. Play a little Pac-Man while you're getting your clothes dried.
It was. I went to this place. This was the name of the place, and you guys need to come and sponsor us on this show. But this is the name of the place. It was called Fresh. Is that right? Only a Fresh, right? This is where I go now to wash my clothes and stuff, right? And we have a washer and dryer, but I was telling my wife, I was like, look, it's like cutting my grass. I don't want to do it because I can better occupy my time with something. These guys have a machine, Stephen, where if you get the biggest machine, and I have a family of 6, I got 4 kids, and then me and my wife. If you pick one of their biggest machines, the machine will automatically put the detergent for you. You don't need to bring no detergent. Wow. The machine will automatically put the detergent in for you. If you wash it on cold, there's this thing called ozone wash, where it will oxidize your clothes, sanitize everything, and it's next level, bro. And then when the machine is done, the machine will text you.
Wow.
And say it's done. You can take it over to the dryer now. And then the dryer will text you when it's done. You're not using any money in the machine. they give you a card and you just tap it like a credit card on the machine. Bing, bing, bing. It was one of the best experiences I've ever had in a laundromat, bro. And I can't believe I'm talking about a laundromat, but it was that fly. It really was that fly. And I think that's what's happening with the notary industry, is that we're getting so much now. And by the way, for those that don't know, like Stephen Mercedes is also a Sabrina user, and he jumped on this thing very early in the game, where we were just like rolling it out to the public, and you moved on this thing so quick. Now, let me ask you this. Why did you move on this software as quickly as you did? Like, what was going on with you? What challenges were you having where you said, you know what, this falls in line with what I need right now. Let me move on that.
The same thing you guys keep mentioning is that time, you know. In this day and age, time is the most valuable resource that we have. And so, you know, I kept seeing the advertising, the marketing, and I was like, man, let me check this out. And then once I got the full breakdown and understanding that I could get back some of my time, for instance, answering the phone, you know, getting phone calls at all times of the day, having to stop conversations, having to maybe pull over, you know, especially when I first created the business, I was doing everything by myself. And so that was the big thing that I was like, wow, I don't have to answer the phone no more. You know, I could have this AI technology, answer the phone, direct clients to how to book the services. And then all I have to do is show up and notarize the documents. I'm like, it's a no-brainer.
How important, like, was your time to you? Well, when I say that, I'm saying like, when you wanted to recapture your time, was it because you wanted to work on the business? Was it family? Was it, you know, you had other priorities?
It was a little mix of everything. Because the bulk of the time is talking to clients, right? My phone was ringing all the time, so I'm talking to clients, and not every client is gonna book and do services with you. So in actuality, that time is being wasted.
Good point.
And so just getting that time, being able to, you know, read my son a book without being interrupted, or have a conversation, like, not have to think, oh, I gotta take this phone call, I gotta walk out, I gotta step out the room, you know, whatever it was. It just it was a must. Honestly, it was like, oh no, I don't have to answer the phone unless there's a problem or someone just prefers to speak with me.
Yeah, I just did a poll not too long ago on YouTube. That's I asked the notaries what was their biggest challenge, right? And it was three of them. It was missed calls, scheduling, and then I forgot what the third one was. Missed calls was number one.
Yeah,
that was the top of the list, right? Because like you said, if you're trying to spend some family time, or my wife liked to call it QT time, right? Quality time, like constantly getting up if we're watching a show to answer a phone call, or, you know, I'm holding my 1-year-old and, you know, we're just having laughs, and be like, you can't tell a 1-year-old to shush.
yeah.
He's like, fuck your call, nigga. It's me, B. Right? So I couldn't do it, bro. It was I knew it was money on the other line. That was the thing, right? So you're kind of torn, because you're like, look, if I get this money, I could spend more money on my kids and give them the better future and things that they need and stuff. But at the same time, you're robbing them of the time, the quality time that you could be spending with them. Oh, it was hard, bro.
Yeah,
it was hard. TEKK, have you experienced that?
Yeah, man, it made me think. And this is a question that I would ask you guys, because I've given this so much thought. which one is better? Missing a phone call or texting them back? On one hand, you missed the phone call, they could have moved on. Like, you lost the opportunity. That's gone. Okay, that's gone. But you don't have that interrupted time that you were, whatever you were doing, whether you're driving, you were asleep, you were cooking, you were with your kids, whatever you were doing. Like, you didn't interrupt that time, but you did miss a phone call. And as you know, every time you miss a phone call, you pay for it.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, you know now. Surprise, guys! Surprise! And that's approximately $8, according to some of the metrics that we've tracked in some of our history. It's about $8 every time you miss a phone call. Every time you take a phone call is $8, so you might as well recapture it. So, but my question is, which one is better? Missing the phone call, like completely missing it, or texting someone back as if, like, maybe you don't speak to them, but you get a chance to communicate with them better. I'm curious, Stephen, what do you think?
So I think that you definitely want to seize the opportunity. So if you can't maybe answer the phone call, but you can send that text message, I think it'll give you a little bit of a little pause, between them being like, oh, they didn't answer, and calling the next number. That pause will maybe let you wrap up what you're doing and then give them a phone call back. But honestly, I think the best is with what Sabrina offers, and that's if you miss a phone call, she then goes and goes after the client, and you don't have to wrap up what you were doing to get the phone to send that text or call the client back. You can just continue doing what you're doing, and everything gets handled in the background.
So, like, for me, first of all, missing a phone call was gut-wrenching for me, like, because I knew the only time that phone would ring was because somebody wanted to spend money with me. Mm-hmm. So anytime I missed a phone call, or even I'll do one better. I actually even answered the phone, and the person said, "You're the fourth notary I call." I'm heated because I don't even like being number 4 in nothing. So I'm like, damn, like, what's going on with my marketing? Why am I like not number 1 and shit, right? So you can imagine if I'm I miss a phone call, my stomach is in knots right there. But the texting is good because you keep the communication lines open. So it's like, sorry we missed your call, and then you're opening up the communication lines again. But that missed phone call, man, that thing could have caused me ulcers, bro. Like I had to get the money, man. It was imperative I got the bread. So that was worse, missing the call. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, it wasn't worth it to me, man. To miss a phone call, it wasn't worth it. No matter, it didn't matter. It was just unacceptable. And with the advance in the evolution of technology, you don't have to do it anymore.
Exactly.
Those are one of those. It's one of those things that, when people call you, Stephen, do they know what a notary actually is?
I feel like a lot of people don't.
Right.
Typically I have to clarify exactly what services I provide, and unless you're direct in your communication, then you might have a couple questions from your potential client.
And does that affect how I want to use the word luxurious? Because if somebody doesn't know what a notary really is, then they're walking into a situation where they don't really know what to expect. And then they come across you, somebody who's a professional, somebody who's top notch, and somebody who this is not the Motel 6. This is the damn Four Seasons here. Yeah. And then, like, are they caught off guard when they encounter you?
I think definitely so. just like I was saying, just being direct in your communication and being able to explain your services and kind of just guide them through that experience, so that if they do have questions, because there are also clients that they call, they know exactly what they want and they're ready to book. But for those people that don't, just being able to guide them and get them the help that they need.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, it's interesting to me. The people you come across in this industry, like they could be the lawyer that's on the 50th floor who's experienced and they've been around forever. It could be the person who on the corner who just won the lottery, or they just got into a car crash and now they trying to reclaim some money from State Farm. I'm saying the spectrum of people is so interesting. Who are some of the people that you've encountered just being in this business?
Lawyers, like you said, just also just regular family folks, people going through hard times. Unfortunately, a lot of times people need notary services when there's an emergency in the family. Maybe somebody's sick, somebody's dying.
Exactly.
But also sometimes people need notary services when good things happen, like weddings, graduations, depending on what services they may need or where they're from. You really encounter a range of people. I just seen recently that a lot of millennials are the ones that are researching and looking for notaries, and so I think in the next few years we're going to be encountering a lot of young folk looking for these services.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Because they are actually the ones that are doing the research for like their parents or their grandparents. A lot of times,
Indeed,
the old generation, they don't get hip to the technology, and so when they need certain services done or things provided for them, they're just like, Johnny, look this up for me and get this done.
no, that's exactly right, bro. Because I think Tech, we've had this conversation before where I mentioned when I was creating my marketing pieces, I thought the baby boomers would be the one to contact me. And it was really their kids that were contacting me, or their grandkids that contacted me. The baby boomers were not the ones going on Google and doing the voice notary near me. They weren't the one doing that. They were asking their kids and their grandkids to do it, and they would set everything up, and it was like second nature for them. They was like, oh yeah, book an appointment, pay over here, this and that, and then they got it done. So yeah, you right on, bro. And I think that's incredible insight of what is going on right now. We're seeing I forgot the name of it. It's called they call it like a tsunami cash flow thing that's going on right now, because baby boomers are now moving their money around. They're supposed to be like estimated like $2 or $3 trillion that's supposed to be moved around just on the baby boomers by themselves, bro. Yeah. So they're moving this money around and they're allocating it to different areas. And guess who is going to be in charge of that? Generation X, millennials, and then whatever other generation. And those guys they're primed for technology, especially the millennials. They grew up with technology. We didn't have, at least me, I didn't have cell phones. When a person walked around with a big brick phone and a backpack, like we were like, damn, that dude got some bread. Then soon then StarTAC phones started coming out, and little mobile devices started coming out. So we saw the introductory of that type of technology. These millennials, they were born with it from day one. So they're a lot more inclined to use those services. And I during my research too, they don't want to talk to anybody. Come to find out, millennials don't want to talk to people on the phone. Wow. So anytime they can automate something, or book a notary without talking they're going to do that. Tech, you know that because you're out there in Silicon Valley. So in that technology stage, I think because that's a hub, right? That's like a birthplace of a lot of technology.
Yeah.
How many of your clients don't even want to talk to you, bro?
Yeah, I asked them. I had asked them, and for me, I asked them. It was like 6 out of 10. They don't.
Wow.
Yep, 6 out of 10 don't want to do it. And here's how I would ask them, and I'll ask you guys, how if there was a better way to do it. But this is how I did it. I would basically say, hey, how was your experience? I would say, what were you the person who scheduled the appointment, or are you the person who's making this appointment? And they would say yes, or they would say no, and it doesn't matter if they say yes or no. But then my follow-up question, if they say yes, then my follow-up question was, what was your experience like using the scheduling an appointment? Was it easy? Was it hard? Oh, I really, and then they would respond, oh, I really liked the fact that I could just not talk to anybody. And or if they would say no, I was the person, I would say, okay, the person who did schedule it, they're gonna get some communication, some correspondence, and just kind of ask them, what was their experience like using the system and scheduling this appointment. And then sometimes the person would answer, even if they didn't schedule the appointment. I would just say, hey, what was your experience like with was this service? Was it fast? Was the communication simple? Was it the scheduling? Was it easy? And they would tell you right there on the spot, oh, I really like the fact that I could call somebody and I had a question, I could speak to them. Or they would say the opposite. I really like the fact that I didn't have to speak to anybody. It was 12 o'clock. I finished. I just called 4 other people. Nobody answered. And, I got an immediate response. I was able to book it. So
were you able to narrow that down by age group? Or
No, not really. Not really. But like you said, because of the concentrated level of people that in my area, it's across the board. I don't think it's limited to one specific age group. I'm sure it is, but in my experience, I've had people who are upper in their 60s and 70s, and they have no problem versus other people who were never exposed and they were younger to the technology, and they have some challenges. They have some. Oh man, can you just? I don't want to put my credit card over the phone. Or can you just? Can I just pay you when I get here?
Steven, how long you been a notary now?
About 8 months.
Okay, so if you can share some insights on what this industry has meant to you, like do's and don'ts. Share some of your insight on like some do's and don'ts in this industry for people that are looking, because like you said, millennials are also looking at the notary industry to become notaries as well. Like, I'll give you an example. My daughter, she's off in college right now, and the notary thing might be a real good thing. Like, she probably wouldn't do the mobile thing where she would go out to the different homes because she's out of state, but she can have them come to the lobby of the university, right? And then she could take care of those and then make a decent amount of change or whatever. What do's and don'ts would you give a person considering coming into the notary industry?
The biggest do I would say is take action. Don't wait, don't hesitate, because the only way you're gonna know if it is something that's meant for you is if you do it. You can hear all the stories you want, but in reality, until you experience what it's like to take a phone call, and then go out and actually have to interact with strangers, especially if you don't have any like public speaking experience or anything like that. You don't know. You might get nervous. You might get anxious. A lot of people, they don't like public speaking. They have a fear that the biggest don't, I'm gonna say, is the opposite of taking action. Don't sit on it. If you because the money is there. So if you're doing it because you want to have a side hustle, then you can do that and you can make money and you can live off that, right? But you're gonna have to put in the work for that. If if you just looking to eat your lunch and have your notary services pay for that, then you can do that as well.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that you need to do though is take action for sure, because you gotta get certified, you gotta take your exam depending on what state you're in, and then you're gonna have to start advertising so you can get some clients.
Spoken like a true Bronx native. Hey, so real quick, we had you for some time. Stephen, let people know how they can get in touch with you, brother. Man, you a solid brother. You out there in New York, the East Coast, we get a lot of people watching the show all over, and they're always looking for new, I won't say new, but they're always looking for notaries that they can connect with so they can expand their operations. Let them know how they can reach you again, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys can go to www.bronxnotaryservices.com. You guys can follow at Bronx Notary Service on Instagram, and you guys can always Google Bronx Notary Services.
Shout out to Stephen Mercedes, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give him a hand for being on the Notary Insight Show. Yeah, heard?
I appreciate you, fellas.
No problem, bro. Anytime.
Hours?
Yes, sir. TEKK,
Yeah.
you already know what's coming up, brother.
Oh yeah, remind the people.
You know what's coming up, but before we do that, let's go into a commercial break.
As a part-time traveling notary with a full-time job, balancing everything can be tough, especially when you're getting calls at all hours. That's where SABRINA AI comes in. Think of SABRINA as your personal assistant who answers every call, handles appointment bookings, provides quick answers to common questions, and filters out non-urgent inquiries. SABRINA works 24/7 so you never miss a client opportunity, even when you're tied up with your full-time job. With this system, you can keep things running smoothly without the stress of managing calls yourself, giving you more time to focus on your work, clients, and everything else life throws your way.
Scan the QR code for a free demo.
Engineer boy. Circle it. Circle it.
Dirty engineer boy. I like that, guys. Thanks for sticking around. And welcome to another edition of the Notary Money Corner. It's actually just a money corner, but because you guys are probably all notaries, I'm going to throw that in. And, we make this specifically for you guys, not just on how you earn money, but we want to help you keep it. How many people are out there helping you keep the money? They just want to take it from you. They ain't asking you, would you like me to help you keep all your money? No, but we are. We're so that's what we dedicate this segment to. So today, I know last week we talked about why a credit card is a better option for using as your checking account. If you guys missed that segment, then go back and watch the last week's episode where we make the case for substituting your traditional checking and savings account. Yeah, get rid of that. Throw it out. It's gone. You probably be thinking, wow, oh my God, why would I get rid of my checking account? Because you want to now use your credit card as your checking account. And you can absolutely do it. So we share that strategy with you. And we'll probably revisit that as well. Sounds good? So last week I teased that this week we're going to talk about a financial concept that is not well known. Even your certified public accountant, your tax strategist, or maybe even your financial consultant, maybe they don't even know about this rule. This little rule it's not little or minuscule, but it's not widely known. You may not have ever heard of it yourself. You might be thinking, well, what is this rule that my tax strategist, my financial consultant, my CPA, they've never heard of? And how come TEKK knows about it? Well, you're in luck because you're going to learn about it too. This rule is a very popular concept that banks know and a lot of financial institutions will utilize when it comes to growing their money. Last 2 days, you've experienced a tremendous amount of heartache and worry and concern if you have a portion of your money, your nest egg or savings inside the stock market, didn't you? Yeah, when Trump made those announcements, you saw what happened, didn't you? I know I make a joke and I make light of that, but here's the reality. When money disappears that fast, don't feel hopeless. Don't feel like you're handcuffed and you can't do anything about it. See, here we're here to help you take the handcuffs off and to free yourself so that you can move accordingly. You can navigate as you will. So what are we going to talk about today? This is something that's called the Rule of 72. You ever heard of it? Has anyone ever sat you down and told you or explained to you what the Rule of 72 is or what it means? Go ahead, Google it right now. I know you're going. I already know you're going to do it. Hit pause and Google it. Go ahead, do it. That's fine. I'm going to explain the Rule of 72 in a way that you may not hear. Oftentimes, when you hear the Rule of 72, people explain it in these really large, incredibly, like just over the top numbers. I'm talking like hundreds of thousands of dollars and even millions of dollars. They do that to demonstrate the point that it is a very powerful rule, and it absolutely works. But here's what I'm going to do differently today. I'm going to explain the Rule of 72 with a much smaller number. I want to explain the Rule of 72 with a realistic number that anybody could apply to. And that's really what's important because it's a rule. It's a universal concept, and it applies whether you have $10 million or you have $10,000 or you just have $10. The rule works. I mean, don't take my word for it. Right? I am, by the way, I am licensed by the state of California in the Department of Insurance to talk about certain financial concepts. So, I do have some integrity, okay? But don't take my word for it. Take the numbers. Listen to the numbers. So what is the Rule of 72? The Rule of 72 is an approximation that was discovered by Albert Einstein, but he probably stole it from somebody who's black. But it's something that he is credited with as creating this rule. What does the rule say? The rule says, how long will it take for your money to double? That's it. The Rule of 72 is an approximation for how long it takes for your money to double. Now, the cool thing is that this rule can work in your favor, i.e., life insurance, certificates of deposit, bonds, the credited interest on savings account. On the other hand, this rule can actually work against you as well, i.e., in the forms of debt, credit card that gets mismanaged, loans that they call those like shark loans, loan shark, predatory loans, things like that. Now, this rule, in this circle, in this community, we want you to use this rule to your advantage. And even if you're not in a position to use it to your advantage, we want to at least help you transition so you can start to make it in your advantage. So what does the rule say? The rule says you take the number 72 and then you take your interest rate. So let's say, for example, you have, and I'm going to pull up some slides in a second. So let's say you have a 6% interest rate. How many times does that 6 go into the number 72? So you can say 12. I'm sorry, the answer is 12, but I kind of gave it away. But you can say 72 divided by 6. Okay, it's 12. So how many times does any interest rate, you can say 8, you can say 10, you can say whatever interest rate you're getting on your credit card, and then how many times does that number go into 72? All right, so for the people who are not good at math, just take 72 divided by your interest rate. So I'm going to pull up my screen, and then we're going to show some examples of this, okay? First thing we're going to do is, you guys see my screen, okay?
It's pulling up now, bro.
Okay. So just to reiterate, let me know when you see it. Just to reiterate, the Rule 72 is, if you walk away with anything at all today, TEKK taught you what the rule of 72 is. You've heard this rule of 72. How long does it take for your money to double? All right, are you seeing it? You guys got to tell me if you see my screen. I'm guessing you can't see it yet?
No, your screen is live.
Okay, you guys got to tell me. All right, there we go. So rule 72, it says, how long does it take for your money to double? So in this example, we're going to use the 6%. Again, if you stop this video and Google rule 72, you're going to see somebody explain it using very large numbers. How many of you guys have just, $1,000, $100,000 just sitting around ready to be disposed? Not everybody has that option. But I want to imagine I do imagine that you have $100. Let's just say that, okay? So let's give the scenario. Let's say you got a brand new baby, because I have a brand new baby. And for that brand new baby, you may have a brand new baby, somebody who has a brand new baby. Let's just say I'm going to put $100 away for that brand new baby. All right, we're going to save $100 for this brand new kid, and we're going to get a 6% return. The 6% is something that's very modest. It's very reasonable. You can put that into a savings vehicle and get a 6% return. That's actually not that out of the ordinary, right? So, but for that 6%, we want to know how long it's going to take for that money to double. I'm going to put $100 away for my baby. All right, brand new baby, 0 years old. Now, if we divide 72 by 6, then what does that get? Somebody pull out a calculator. You probably have one on your screen. I'm going to pull it up right now. 72 divided by 6 equals what? 12, right? You guys got that? So that means if I put $100 for my baby at the age of 0 in 12 years, because we're getting this 6% return, in 12 years, how much should I have? If that's how long it takes for the money to double. In 12 years, how much should I have? I should have $200, right? So in 24 years, that $200 is going to double. Oh, going backwards. And then another 12 years, that 200 will be 400 is going to double to 800, and you guys are going to see. So in 12 years, that $100 becomes $200, right? In another 12 years, it's going to be $400. In another 12 years, see how it doubles, and now it's $800. And in another 12 years, after 48 months, it's going to be, 48 years rather. 48 years. It's going to be $1,600. And then after 60 years, it's going to be $3,200. You guys see how that works? This is the rule of 72. I put that $100 in there once. I didn't do it every month. I didn't do it every week. I did it only once, one time. And because of the rule of 72, that money, that $100 grew to $3,200. So imagine if I put another 0 on there, or if I put 2 zeros on there. See how much it can grow? Again, you didn't do this every week. You didn't do it every month. You only did it once. And that's the rule of 72. But here's where our $3,200 might not light you up. That may not be impressive to you. Okay. In 60 years, my baby may say, "Hey, Dad, thanks. I'm 60 years old now, and I have this $3,200. Thanks, Dad." He may not be that excited. He may not be fired up. He may be able to get like a tank of gas for that. Who knows what's going on? May be able to get for $3,200 in 60 years from now. Now, the rule, that's just with 6%, but let's say if I can get something like 12%, okay? We know that 12% is double of 6%, don't we? If you double 6, then you get 12. We know that. So in that case, if we put in that same $100 for my baby at 0 years old, then the $3,200 should double to what? $6,400, right? Wrong. On paper, naturally, mathematically, we tell ourselves 6%, if you double it, is 12. So we should theoretically, practically, we should double that, with, it should be 6,400 after 60 years. But that's not how the rule works. That's not how the rule works. The rule works like this. 72 divided by 6 is 12. But 72 divided by 12 is 72 divided by 12 is how much? It's 6. So that means instead of the money's not going to double every 12 years, the money will double every 6 years. So after 12 years, it's going to triple. After 18 years, it's going to quadruple. You guys see that difference? This is how the rule works. So I take that same $100 and then I deposit it, and then only once, but instead of getting a 6% return, I'm getting a 12% return. And then that $100 doubles at the age of 6, not at the age of 12. It doubles again at the age of 12. That $200 doubles at 12 to 400, and then at 18, at 800, at 24, 1600, and at 30 years old, after 6 years, it doubles to 3200. You see that? See how math works beautifully? It's half the time. And then 36 is at 6400. At the age of 42 is 13,000. And I know it's not 13,000 exactly, but just to round it off, just to round off the numbers, it's after it's actually 12,800, right? 6,400 times 2 is 12,800. I just want to point that out, but just for math purposes, I'm going to round it off to 1,300. That's okay? Is that okay, you guys? All right. I know math. All right. But I'm just pointing that out. At the age of 42, 64 times 2 is not 13,000. It's 12,800. But just for math purposes, I'm rounding it off. Just to make sure that's clear. Okay. And then we double it off 13,000 to 26,000, and then we double again to 52,000. And after 60 years, look at that, over $100,000 because of just one man. Look how much better you did just because you learned the rule of 72 at the Money Corner today. Look how much of a difference. Now, my baby says, hey, Dad, thanks a lot. I can really use that 100,000 now instead of the 1,300. You learned this just because you knew the rule of 72. Now, like I said earlier, this rule can work in your favor. All right, I stopped sharing. This rule can work in your favor when you know it. It can also work against you if you don't know it, i.e., your 27.89% interest rate that you get from your credit card that you continuously leave a balance on at the end of the month. And the credit card charges you. Now, what's 72 divided by 27.89? Guys, you don't have to fall victim to banks anymore. You can be the bank. This is not a little known secret. This is something that no one's ever told you this. And it's okay. No one ever told me until like 5 years ago. I didn't know this. I didn't learn this, but now I do know it. Now I can move accordingly. Now I can navigate the financial landscape appropriately. And I can make the right decisions so that years go by and I know what happened. I can inspect my statements and I know exactly what it should say. Do you inspect your financial statements? Do you examine those monthly statements that the bank sends you every month? Do you store them in a safe place so that you can quickly access them if I ask you where they were? So we become practitioners of good financial habits. It doesn't mean that you save money all day and that you only eat beans and rice and that you can't enjoy your life and that you can't have nice things. That's when we talk about being good financial stewards, that's not what I mean. What I mean is if I ask you, where's your October 2024 statement for your bank? Can you go pull it up? Do you know what's on it? Have you looked? Did you look at the interest rate? Do you know what you're getting in return? So that's what our lesson for today, the rule 72. You can't walk away saying that you don't know it. Now you know it. If I ask you, hey, what's the rule 72? You say what? You say, that's how long it's gonna take for my money to double. And now you know it. All right. If you don't know financial, if you want to learn more financial topics that you were never taught, then there's a link in the description below, and you can get on my schedule. I love to bounce ideas off. You can bounce ideas off my head. I love bounce ideas off your head. Kind of get you going in the right direction, and make sure that your financial future is established and on a strong foundation.
Dirty engineer boy. Circle him. Circle him.
How was that? We trying to help them circulate that money, bro. Those old traditional. You know what's funny? The dude said TB, it stands for traditional banking, but you also know what TB stands for? Tuberculosis. Stop. There's new ways of moving money, B. You gotta learn these new ways, man. Listen, the banks are learning now that people are learning this velocity banking method, and they're creating new products accordingly. That's important for you guys to know that. Even the banks ain't moving the, products like that. They're creating new products to accommodate velocity banking. So that's why this segment of the show is so important. We know you guys came for some notary stuff, and we give you hella game when it comes to the notary stuff. We had Steve Mercedes dropping hella game on you guys. But it's important that once you get that bread, what are you going to do with that bread?
What are you going to do with it, man?
You know what I mean? Like, I go to Walmart right now, bro. Every person that works at Walmart right now has a pair of Jordans on. Every one of them. $175. Easy. Clean. They even go to the shopping mall where the kiosk and the dudes are saying, yo, let me clean them Jordans for you. And they put their foot right on there. Boom. And get their Jordans clean. They got the bread. They just don't know what to do with it.
What do you do with it?
So we hope you guys are really enjoying this segment of the show. You're going to see a lot more of it. We're definitely going to get Stephen Mercedes back on the show again in the future, because I love connecting with my New Yorkers, man. It's love like that. But right now, we would like to extend an exclusive invite to you guys to get a special demo with Sabrina. If you have a notary business now, I'll be honest with you guys. Look, Sabrina can work in all business aspects, but we designated her specifically for the notary business. So if you would like help to streamline your notary business into the 21st century, look, you're going to get a business number. So you'll be able to handle hundreds of calls instantly. Problems that me, TEKK, and Steven had was that we were getting a lot of phone calls, but it was cutting in on our personal time. And that's a no-no. We ain't trying to be rich and divorced. You know what I mean? We ain't trying to be rich and the kids don't even know who we are. That our kids are calling us by our first name and shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. Smart scheduling. You'll be able to book your appointments automatically and be able to send text messaging out to your clients, so you can keep that communication line open. You have an automated system, and it reduces no-shows too. I'm not even going to go into the you can actually process the payments on there, but yeah, book the demo on that. And then also it works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I used to have a virtual assistant. Shout out to Bree out there in the Philippines. But that shit is expensive. Today, it's much less for you to have Sabrina AI working in the background 24/7 for you, booking appointments, putting it on your calendar, collecting payments, and there's a myriad of other stuff that she can do. Look, we're just extending an invite. You don't have to do it. You could just come listen to it. And there's no purchase necessary. Just listen to see if this works for your business. It's a free demo. We'd be more than happy to help you guys out. Scan that QR code. And Tech, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, well, I do, man. You said you didn't want to go into the payment processing, but I will because
go in, bro.
Yeah, and I won't be long. I'll be brief, but look around.
Bro, we ain't. Well, hold on, bro. Come on, man. We ain't gonna get kicked off this show like them cats on MSNBC, bro. This is our shit. Bucker shot. Nah, you take as long as you need, brother.
I'll take the handcuffs off. I can take the handcuffs. All right. Hey, let me teach you guys something real quick, because I actually genuinely love automation. I love technology. My name is Tech. I mean, come on. I naturally have this affinity for stuff that's cutting edge. I know the landscape. I looked around. I looked. There are virtual assistants. There are AI chatbots. I mean, these things exist. These AI agents. You're going to start to see this stuff more and more and more. We're still at the beginning stages of this stuff, right? I have not seen any AI systems that can process payments. I haven't seen it. I looked. If they do it, they don't talk about it, which that could be possible. It's possible. But let me tell you something. Sabrina does process payments. And let me just clarify this for a second. If you are sitting in your home right now, you're a notary, you're sitting at home, you're minding your business, you're driving, you're on a podcast, right? You're doing what you're doing. You're at the gym, you're taking a shower, you're hanging out with your kids, you're at Bible study. I don't know what you do in your life. All right. I honestly don't mind whatever you do. I want you. Sabrina is designed so that you can keep doing it. You don't have to stop and step away and then take a phone call that, like Steven says, that may or may not be a tire kicker. They may or may not be a price shopper. They may not be asking, hey, how much do you charge? Like, come on, man.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nobody got time for that. You need this power of attorney signed. It's an emergency. Like Steven said, this is last minute. A lot of the calls are urgent. They are time sensitive. People are at the emergency room right now. They've called 8 other people, like Tiger said, and you are the person who is now in front of them. So this system is designed so that you don't have to stop what you're doing and then go and drop everything. You were cooking, and now you burned the damn potatoes just so that you can answer the phone for somebody who may or may not book you. All right, how much that's a waste of time. Listen, live your life, be happy, enjoy, do the things you like. Let this thing work for you. It works for you, and it works for you. All right, it literally is employed by you. You're the boss. Why are you doing everything? Let it answer the damn phone call. Let it send text messages. Let it respond to emails. Why are you doing all that? And let it process the payment for you too. I've seen the AI agents that are out there. They just maybe send a text message here and there, and they're not even like hyper specialized for the notary industry. This is specifically for what you do. It's hyper targeted, hyper specific for what it is that you do and what you offer. We ain't talking about cleaning windows. All right, we ain't talking about mowing lawns. We're not talking about
hell no.
We're talking about signing documents here. We're talking about meeting you at Starbucks or at the emergency room or at your living room or at your job, and then bring your damn ID so we can get this signed and you can get your money. Because all notary is about money, ain't it? So we're serious about this, y'all. So it does process payments. I do want to mention that. And, excuse me for turning up, man. It's getting hot in here.
All right. Not doing that. Nobody know we're not doing that.
Book a demo.
Book a damn demo. Look, it doesn't cost you a dime.
What do you got to lose, man? What you gonna learn something? Oh my god! Like, come on, guys. Book a demo. What are you afraid of? You're afraid of learning something? You're afraid of enhancing your business? You're afraid of like being more efficient? What scares Steven? Maybe you can answer this question. I don't know, maybe you can help us out here.
Hold on. Who?
Steven, or you, or anybody.
You know what? Let's bring him back on. We still got him backstage. Let's bring him back on.
Steven, what are you afraid of? Or what are you not afraid of?
A lot of people are afraid of the unknown. You know, but it makes no sense. It's kind of to my point that I was saying earlier. You got to take action. You got to take action. You know, I seen the advertisements for Sabrina maybe 2 or 3 times. And in between those times, there was a couple of days, and I was thinking about it, and I was just like, man, if I see it again, I'm a book a demo, because that's just life. You gotta take action. If you sitting on the sidelines, you don't get no experience. You can't learn nothing. You can't fail and learn from that. You got to take action. You know,
and I'll also add to this, right? Like, because we really don't talk much about it, but there's a Sabrina Discord with other notaries in there. Some of you guys just really need to get in the proximity of other movers and shakers, man. Right. You know what I mean? Some people are, and I may be kicking sand in a couple of people's eyes, but fuck it. I'm from Brooklyn, damn it. You're learning from people that are going to teach you how to make $10, $15, $20 per notarization. That's with traffic fees.
Oh my God.
And you look at us and you think we're freaking insane or unicorns, or you may be saying under your breath, them niggas is going to jail. The feds are good. I can't wait for one of these days that they're doing a live and the fucking Fed notaries knock on their door and handcuff. I hope they take that same handcuff TEKK got in his motherfucking hand and handcuff his ass with it. God damn it. You should have been doing $10 notaries like I told you to.
Oh man.
You have to, and Steven, please speak on this, man. Tell how important it is for you to be diligent in having the right circle of people around you, because I know you do high level training with Anthony Robbins and stuff like that. Like you get in those rooms where people will, Sean, oh my God, it's $5,000 to get into that, room with, like, you break that bread and you get into those rooms. How important is it for you to get around other high level elite thinking achievers?
It's very important. It's very important. Honestly, besides your health, it's probably the next important thing, because your circle is where you trade ideas. It's where you learn. It's where you grow. It's where you get to intellectualize everything that you're learning. And so, if you're surrounded with people who they're not taking no action, they're not entrepreneurs, they're not getting money, they're wasting their time, they have no future set up for them currently, then that's eventually where your standards are going to be. You're going to be like, I won't go to the gym today because, they wanted to go and hit up Starbucks. We're going to go to Starbucks today instead. And then next thing you know, you haven't been to the gym in a month. Wow. And it's the same thing with your business. If you're not in a circle where people are, where they have their business orchestrated, where they're making money and they're not charging $10, then that's going to change your game, because you're like, oh, I never thought of that. Oh yeah, that's a great service. I should add that. Oh, I see the way TEKK just taught us about the rule of 72. Now I'm going to use that so I could double my money. But I wouldn't have heard of that if I wasn't around people with sharp minds, in these elite circles where people are willing to drop bread so that they could get the knowledge.
I did a research, and I'm not fat shaming anybody. Like it is, if you overweight, that's on you, man. Like you can change that at any time in your life. But I did a research, and if I found out that, do you know that you can, if you talk to a person and they could be miles away, if you just talk to a person that may be obese or overweight on the phone, that you will start gaining weight? That's because of the life, just because of the lifestyle that they live. You may be on the phone, and I'll let me give it some context. Let's say I got a homie that's overweight a lot, right? There's two things that's gonna happen. He's either gonna influence me or I'm gonna influence him.
Exactly.
So if he says, "Man, I'm hungry, I'm going to get something to eat," I may just be like, "Damn, I'm hungry too.
Yeah.
Let me go." And then next thing you know, I'm starting to gain weight. Or it could be the other way around, where I'm be like, "Man, let me hurry up and get off this phone so I could go work out." Yeah. He's either gonna be influenced by me and get into better shape, or keep living that lifestyle. So there's that old saying that says, you are the 4 people or the 5 people you hang around the most.
Exactly.
If the people I hang around the most are physically fit, therefore I'm physically fit, because they'll make, I feel that I would have to do that just to be in the conversation with these guys.
Yeah.
TEKK was doing burpees when we was doing lives one time. You know what I mean? Steven, I know you work out.
Yes, sir.
Hatchet was on his way to the gym the last time we did a live with him.
That's awesome.
So those people make you want to work out. If you're around people that don't want to work out, or they don't want to do anything with their lives, they want to gossip, and it's just the proximity thing. If you're not very careful and diligent, you should have ADT on the people you let in your circle. If a hating ass fuck boy comes in, your alarm should go off. Beep, 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 beep. Should be snipers on the roof knocking this nigga down.
Yep.
Don't come near the fortress. You have to be very diligent with your circle, man. I'm learning that now, Stephen, more than ever. I've heard the rule before, but I'm learning it even more now because my circle has changed over the last 365 days. And the financial stuff that I'm learning from TEKK, I've never learned before. I got my guy with business credit. There's stuff that he teaches me. Shout out to London Dagans, that I've never learned before. I asked you about a personal pick so I could use on the show and shit. I don't know if your ass went on to some AI thing. Next thing I know, your ass was on the phone with the name of your company behind you. I was like, damn, this dude moves fast. He moves really, really fast. And one thing I know is that money loves speed.
Yes,
sir.
The fastest you are, the more money is going to come to you. TEKK, you want to talk on that?
Yeah, that's it, man. It's I like the fact that being around a group of people who that are, not just anybody, but being around people who have done what you're trying to do. I'm the same way, man. I look at it both ways. I look at it in the sense that I want to learn from as many people as possible, and I'll sound harsh. I know that there are notaries out there who enter this industry. I'll make it sound, this will sound harsh. There are people who entered into this industry. Notice I did not say the word business, because business is different. The notary business is not the same thing as the notary industry. It's different, and I think it's very, very important that if you can't distinguish between those two, then you will be confused. And there are people who are out there who are talking about the notary business, and they're not. But there are notaries who entered into this industry wanting to start a business. That was their original intention, is to start a business, and now they're stuck. They're feeling confused because they're being given advice, and they're in circles where they're not getting what they need. And it's just because somebody may be, very popular, or somebody is, maybe very friendly and very courteous. Those are good things. But like Herbert Patty said, we had him on the show. He's an intellectual property lawyer. He said business is war. It's war, and I don't want to equate it to people to being blown up or being killed or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, it is survival. If that's what you want to do, if you have to treat it as such. Treat it. You can have fun. You can definitely have fun, but if you're in a position where you're not getting what you need, then consider looking outside of your immediate circle, and and you have to pay. You should pay for that. You have to pay for that. You should pay for that. If you don't pay for it, then it's not worth anything. You don't put any value into it. I've paid a lot of money to be in different circles. I'll be honest, man. I've dropped tens of thousands of dollars to get into certain circles.
Yeah,
I have, and it's not the same. Okay, it ain't. I know what people are doing out there. That you may do it once, maybe drop that once, but now you have the ability to help yourself and help your family, help people around you forever. Which one would you have? Which one would you rather have? I don't look for problems, man. I look for solutions, and I'll love being around people who do the same. And it's easy to spot them too. You can easily filter them.
Yeah, indeed. Hey, Steven, you got any final words for the audience?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are serious, you got to have that why. That why is going to drive you, and if you can get a mentor or coach, if you could book a demo, whatever you got to do to get some insights, because you don't know what piece of information that you don't know that could take you to the next level, to where you want to be. You may not even be aware that it exists. And so that's why it's important to take action quickly, make a decision and just learn from that and keep moving forward.
Monster kill.
TEKK, any final words, brother?
Yeah, man. I'm going to echo what Steven said. The faster you make a decision, the faster you'll see results. The longer you take to make a decision, don't be surprised when it takes a long time for anything to happen.
Exactly.
And for me, you guys, book the demo. You guys that are teaching these notaries to make this low wage that they can't even support themselves or buy a goddamn honey bun. All I hear is this all I hear. I don't hear shit else, dude. Like, it don't make no sense to me why you're doing that. But if you guys want to learn from an elite group and get in the right group, the right circle, where people are not holding information from you, and because they're scared that you're going to be competition for them, book a demo. Come hang out with us. We have a great, awesome Discord where you can build off. People are talking about like getting government contracts. It's real fly. So with that being said, join us every Wednesday. Time switches up, but join us every Wednesday and we'll be more than happy to help you guys. Peace, love, and happiness. We wish you guys the very best. And you already know what it is, man. Peace.
Peace, fellas.